See, are you live here? See, are you live? Yeah, I think we're live here, guys. I'm gonna have to bounce back and forth here because I have these on two separate tabs here. Yeah, sorry, folks. See anyone coming? Yeah. Yep. Oh, and there's gonna be a stream delay too. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting used to this, guys. When was the last time I streamed anything on here, huh? Man, oh man. Oh, maybe I can do that on my phone here. Yeah, hang on, guys. Yeah. This is my first outing on doing a live stream here because, and I wanted to do something like this here. And I know it's been a while since I've done anything like this. Since I've streamed one like 4 years ago. Oh man, it's been a while, but yeah. I just wanted to do this here, go live here, to honor Chuck Woolery. We lost him a couple of weeks ago, and I know later in his life he became a. How do you say it? I know he had some controversial political views, and off camera I've heard that there's been some accounts of an inflated ego of sorts, and so but putting all that aside, you can't take away this amazing talent he had for hosting a game show. He had the ability to keep you entertained, to keep you focused on the game. He's one of the greats. He's one of the all-time greats here. So I figured to honor his memory, because he's hosted so many game shows throughout his career, that would rank these in chronological order. And you see the rankings right there, from good, great, the best of all time, to bad. And there is the NA, which is this a show that I have not seen yet. There is one show on here that I haven't seen. I've always seen like a portion of it. And it's not. I didn't even check the Wayback Machine to see if it's on there. So that's gonna have to wait for that. I may do an update video of that when I see that the series in question, which we'll get to that just a minute here. Let me see. Oh yeah. It's okay. I gotta figure this out here. I can get because I have. Oh wait, maybe I'll figure out as I go on. But fan dude, yeah, evening. Oh, GCN, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Got 4 viewers here. So I'll figure this out as we go along here. Like, 'cause with this new setup I have, I'm using Meld Studio, by the way. Let me see here. So give me 1 sec here. We'll jump into the stream in just a moment. We'll get to the tier rankings here. I want to be able to see chat here as I go along. Okay. Maybe can I? Because I want to be able. Because this is. Oh wait, can I? I don't know. Well, I'll figure out as I go along here. It's going to be bouncing back and forth like this. And that's going to be getting annoying quickly. Hang on. If I bounce it back and forth between... No, I can see right there. Yeah, I can see right there my studio setting here. And oh hey Fungus, how you doing tonight? Happy Friday to you. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out here. Let me see here. Can I see it on my phone? Because how come it's not showing on my phone here? Because I'm live now. I'm sorry, folks. I know this is taking a long time here. We'll get the rankings in just a sec. Oh no. Nope. Okay, yeah. Well, let's just jump right in here, guys. I'm sorry if I know I'm probably missing a lot of the chat here, and I do apologize. Like I said, I'm figuring out this new setup I have with Meld Studio. So just bear with me here. We'll figure out. But anyway, so let's just get right into it. Remembering Chuck Woolery here, all the game shows. Now, these are just the game shows they hosted. These are the ones that are greenlit. He's hosted some unsold pilots that didn't sell. I'm not talking about those. I'm not talking these. Not Of course I'm not talking about the Chuck Woolery show, a short-lived talk show he did in 1991, the fall of 1991. Because that's of course a talk show, not a game show. So that's off the list here. But we may do a separate video about that later on. Because I'm kind of curious about that. It looks like it has the same production staff is Love Connection, which we'll get to in a few minutes here. I guess he had connections with the people here, and he's so popular there. Maybe, I guess, let's see if it translates to a talk show, but I guess it didn't pan out all that well. It only lasted 5 months, but enough chit chat. Let's get to the rankings here, starting with Wheel of Fortune, where it all started, 1975. Oh, next month is going to be its 50th anniversary. Can you believe it? Its 50th anniversary. Susan Stratford, started all in January of 1975, and I gotta tell you, when I watched a couple of the videos on here with him doing the play-by-play of the wheel, I don't think anyone else does it better. When one person spins the wheel, he's like, well, he just passed the bankrupt, now it's all money from here, he's gonna be safe. And then another time he's like, oh, you're gonna enter free spin territory, will he get it? No, he didn't. 500. And other times he would say, after a previous player got bankrupt, he said, okay, Dan, it's your turn. Well, Jerry just got bankrupt. Maybe you're going to get one too. Oh, no, you didn't. 500. Later, please. And then, so he had a great knack for doing great play-by-play commentary as the wheel spun. And what I really like about his style on wheel was when there are multiples of a letter, or like when someone called like an N, and there are multiple, say there are 5 N's in the puzzle. So contestant say, may I have an N, please? You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 N's. He made every spin, every call of the letter, they seemed like that much important. He seemed like every call, every decision was the most important decision in the history of this game. So, and of course, now the one downside of this is the shopping era, the late 70s, mid to late 70s, early 80s, up until December of 81 when he got fired over a pay raise, at a quest for a pay raise. But back to shopping now. So when we get to shopping, he's like, okay, so you got $1,000. Let's see what's in the den here. And then the contestant would be like, okay, for 300, I want the color TV. And then he goes, okay, so you got 700 left. And then the contestant would say, okay, for 150, the Flicati rug, so something like that. It really drags, and I was kind of excited to see what the shopping format looked like initially, but after a while it dragged on, and you can see why they don't do that anymore. Holy cow! Thank God they got rid of that. That we don't need shopping on the show on Wheel of Fortune anymore. So so that you should check out this on YouTube. There's an Armed Forces special where it's no shopping, all cash. And there's a great test to see what it looked like had Chuck not been fired, and if he had hosted well into the all cash format, he would have done great on that. Another thing, how could we forget the final spin? The way he did the final spin, he used to go like, okay, well, time's running out. I'm going to give the wheel a final spin. Come on, Chuck. He would try to aim like he was going to aim for the biggest money wedge on the wheel. I think it was like 1,500 at the time. So I remember a clip from like 2001 when I first discovered that Chuck did wheel. When he did the final spin, when he landed on the lowest amount, he's like, aw. He had like admonished himself for landing on the lowest amount on the wheel here. He's like, what? 150? That's the pits. So he had a great style, set the groundwork, set the blueprint for Pat Sajak and now Ryan Seacrest, who's doing an amazing job, by the way. So Wheel of Fortune, because we're talking about the shopping format here, it's not great because of shopping, because that drags on, but it's good though nonetheless. Chuck did a great job. He made every call, every letter call, every spin so much important. We were hanging on his every word at that point in time. So Wheel of Fortune, because of shopping, that knocked it down. Because of this era, the year he hosted in, knocked it down for me great because of shopping. It goes good, but it's a great watch still, nonetheless. Great for history. So as I mentioned before, and let me check the chat here. How's everybody doing? Yeah, shopping. That's the pilot episode. Yep. displays Love Connection at Triple S tier. We'll get to that's coming up next year. Scrabble, hang on one sec here. So those shows are coming up right next. As a matter of fact, Love Connection. Now this is an interesting one here. This is actually a hybrid game show talk show. It ran from September of 1983 to July of 1994. 11 seasons that show ran for. I think if I remember correctly, this was his longest run. If I done my homework correct, this is his longest running game show of all the game shows he's hosted. And I gotta tell, even though this isn't necessarily my cup of tea, he made it interesting. He mostly took a backseat to the contestants. He let the contestants talk about their dates and all that. So they'd have to go on a date prior to going on the show, and then the Bachelor and Bachelorette would come on, and they'd talk chit chat with Chuck for a bit here about what they want in a date, what they want in a woman, and all that, or a man, about the previous dating history, all that stuff. They present the 3 dates. Then the audience would predict, vote for what they think would be the best date for the Bachelorette or the Bachelor, and then the Bachelor, the contestant on stage, would reveal which date they went on prior to going that taping. Now, and then the other half of the date would be backstage on a closed circuit camera, and then then Chuck would go ahead and talk about have the couple discuss their date, and sometimes it went really well, really nice. You're really happy with the date. Other times it was hilariously bad. Oh my god! I was watching before this, getting ready for this live stream here. I was watching a November '91 episode. And the second guy who was on the show, oh my god, he was arrogant. He was talking about how he was saying 4 women at once. And it did not. And you gotta watch it yourself here. Another episode, he was just arrogant all around. Then he would talk about how he had to hurry up, and then the date he went on Love Connection with to end the date to go on to another date he was on with one of his other women he was sitting on the side, and he got booed off stage. It went as you would imagined. It was horrible. Oh my god, it was uncomfortable. Another one. What was it? From 92, was a guy, here's another one here. Chuck, as I said before, Chuck would often just let the contestants talk about their date. He'd take a back seat. Sometimes he's like, oh, so what happened next? Or like, oh, did you know about this, Clarissa? Did you know about him being claustrophobic or whatever? He just kind of then you make some like side jokes here and there. And sometimes you like when the date was really going good, like when they first met. This one episode, Chuck was like, "Oh, so you had like the Roger Rabbit ears, like the steam going out." He was like, "Ooh," like that. He had that enthusiasm about that. He would like make him kind of faces like, "Oh," when like juicy details would go on. He would make some like really goofy faces like this, like ooh, like kind of that. He was like, oh man, he was really into it. Let me tell you. And then when date was so uncomfortable, like when they're bad mouthing one another, he's like, well, you could tell he was looking rather uncomfortable. I was like, oh, you're in a tough predicament here, aren't you? So, it made for good television. Let me tell you. You know what? Like I said, even though this isn't my cup of tea, the interactions, Chuck made it great. The contestants made it interact. I'm gonna put this in great. Great. That's where I'm going to put it. If that's amazing. Then the audience, I've got to say, then after they reveal the date, the audience, then they reveal the audience poll and see who they voted for. And if they voted for someone else besides the date they voted for, there's a couple of results that could have happened there. Like they could have said, so if they matched with the person on stage, if they decided with the person if the audience agreed with who the person on stage decided, hold on here. I'm getting all confused here. If the audience agreed with the selection made by the person on stage, then they get then they can go on a second date. Otherwise, if they pick one of the other ones, they'll be offered a chance to go on a date with the most popular pick, and they would and then the show would provide the accommodations for a date. Otherwise, if they pick the if the on stage contestant stuck with the initial date, they're on their own. And 9 times out of 10, it seemed from the episodes I saw, and there's many. I mean, the whole series is not online, I don't think. But from what I saw, when they decided to go with the date, with a successful date, they would stick with the date they chose. So it's a great show overall. So Love Connection, great. I know these romance type shows aren't necessarily my cup of tea, but Chuck Rowley, the contestants, really made it what it was all about, and that was so fun to watch here. Oh, Michael, hey, good to see you, man. Yeah, happy to see you again, Michael. Faithful viewer of the channel here. Awful week, terrible news last Saturday. Can't tell you how happy I am to see you again. I don't. If you want, I'm glad to get. Hopefully, your day is going much better, man. Hopefully, the end of the week is going much better here. If you want to share what happened, you go right ahead. If you want to keep that to yourself, that's okay. But either way, we're just happy. We're here to make you better, feel better. Hope everyone feels better here. Yeah, glad to have you back, man. So that's Love Connection. Now we're going. Oh, here we go. Oh, no question about it. Scrabble, great. Oh, love Scrabble. Oh man. Now, as they said up front here, it's the crot. They mentioned at the opening. It's the crot that this show doesn't really play like the board game. They actually said it in the opening, that it's a crossword game you played all your life, but never quite like this. So they're upfront about it. They're telling you ahead that this is not like the board game, but it was awesome. It was a great show. So you'd be assigned a clue and like the number of letters in there, and then Chuck will give you the clue. Then you take 2 tiles and you try to place them in the puzzle. And if it's in the puzzle, it'll go in its proper position. Otherwise, there are 3 letters in there that don't belong in the word at all. Those are stoppers. If you pick a stopper, control goes to the other contestant, and they can take a tile or 2 if both letters have been selected by the previous contestant. And play goes on. You can buzz in at any time. And to guess the word, it takes 3 words to win the match. Pink and blue bonus squares for money. I think blue was 500 and pink was 1,000, if I remember correctly. Yeah, some great clues, great writing. And Chuck would have a field day if there was a particularly bad clue, like a bizarre clue. Chuck would rib the writers off camera. There, he'd give them a hard time. He would rib the contestants if they're having a difficult time with the words or whatever, and all in a playful manner, of course. And it was fun. He made the show that much fun. It was already fun to be. It's an addicting game already on its own, but Chuck made it that much more entertaining with his jokes and ribs and all that stuff. His personality. Oh man, then it came to Then when it came to time for the Scrabble sprint, then he'd be given a. It was done a couple times here. Different types of formats here, where initially the 2 players would be have their own separate words to use, but that was during early on in the early months. Later on, they played the same words with the champion going off to a what am I saying? Isolation booth, like where they can't see the words, and of course it'd have to be, of course, as always, whoever manages to get all the words in the fastest time wins, or if time runs out, then the first player wins. Later on, now that was during the straddling format. Now eventually they went on to self-contained format, which was superior in my book here. The self-contained format superior. So you in that format. Now there's a lot to go over here. I didn't prepare much notes here, but to make it to explain it clearly to you guys, but and so, yeah, you did that. And one thing here is where Chuck really shined here was the bonus sprint at the end. Now, I feel that the bonus sprint is tacked on a bit. I feel like that was put there just for the sake of having a bonus round when it really didn't need it. However, Chuck here went to great lengths to help the contestant win the money in the jackpot for the bonus sprint here. He'd be like, okay, I think you can get this. Now listen very carefully. He would repeat the clue a couple times. He'd be very careful about reading the clue. He would emphasize certain words to help him to tip the contestant off to get the word. And you had 10 seconds. You had 2 words in 10 seconds. And then you win the jackpot, the money in the jackpot. So on self-contained format, so much better than the straddling format that preceded it. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to put this ahead of Love Connection here. Can I do that? There we go. Scrabble ahead of Love Connection here. Both are great shows here. But Scrabble, once you watch an episode, you're addicted to it. Oh man, great contestants, great clues, great set, great theme, both for the 80s and the short-lived 93 reboot. Amazing stuff here. Let's see here. Scrabble gets top tier. Agreed. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, bingo. S tier. Both the 80s and 93 version. Both of them. Personally would have Wheel of Fortune S tier. Yeah, you might. I think you missed it beforehand, Michael. I don't know if you hear. The reason I have it, and I'm only going off of the era Chuck hosted, which is only the shopping format. The shopping format really put the pacing at a halt there, in my opinion. If it wasn't for the shopping format, that would be an S tier, no doubt about it. But shopping kind of brings it down just a little bit for me. And you hear all the time that the show is much better without shopping. With all cash is the way to go. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, I understand, man. So all cash, gotta go all cash when you talk about Wheel of Fortune here. I apologize again, folks, for people who are just tuning in. I'm using a new streaming format with Meld Studio, so you're gonna see me bounce back and forth between. If the screen comes up here with my settings here in YouTube Studio, it's just I'm trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out a better format for this as I go along. So please bear with me on this. This is my first time doing a stream with Tiermaker, but again, I'll get all the as I go along here. I'll get all the wrinkles ironed out here in the future streams here. How do you say that name? How do you say your name? Xanthin Zarda? Did I say that right? I think I said that right. If I did, if I didn't, I apologize. But I hope I got right. Either way, welcome into the stream. Hope you're having a great Friday night. Yeah, good to see you too. And hope you're enjoying the video so far. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Now this is an interesting one. The Big Spin. Only in California. He only did it for like 3 weeks before Jeff Edwards replaced him, and he would host that show till about 94. But when it comes to the Big Spin here, all it is like some California lottery winners sending in their scratch-off tickets. They're eligible to spin the big wheel for big money, and that's all there is to it. That's all there is to the game. The announcer would introduce the winner. And then the Chuck would talk. The contestant Chuck would talk for a bit. Chuck would say, "What are you gonna do with the money when you win? What's your interest? What do you do? How? Oh, you like doing jet skiing and all that stuff. Oh, you do a hobby. You do crafting. You do knitting, and they do some small talk here. Then it come time to spin the big wheel for the money. And they couldn't rock the wheel back and forth. They had to go straight for it, and had to make 3 revolutions. I think later on it's 2 full revolutions for it to count for legal spin, and wherever the ball landed, there's a little ball bouncing in the wheel, wherever the ball lands on, and it has to settle there for 3 seconds. For that's the prize they win. And I think during his time it was $3 million, and there was a $3 million winner during a short time on the show. I think they showed it at the beginning of an episode at one point. But Chuck did what he could here. He tried to make him feel good, try to calm him down. And support them and root them on and all that, but there really wasn't much for him to do here. Eventually, it got better as it went on without Chuck. Other hosts came on and they played mini games and all that to break up the monotony and all that. So, but when they did get a big winner, and when the contestants, fans, and friends and family came up on stage, it was exciting. As a matter of fact, one episode I saw, the family. excuse me, the contestant won, I think, $100,000, and the friends and family came on, stormed the stage, they're all cheering, and one of the family members, I think it was the husband, I believe, took the microphone from Chuck, and he went, winner, 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 winner. He was that excited. He wasn't even the contestant. He was just the family member watching. He was that excited. So it did bring out some excitement, especially when it was about, the ball looked like it was about to land on some big money here, or it was going to drop out. It could have gone either way. So I'm going to put the big spin in okay, for that matter. Okay, that is. Yeah. Oh, yep. Oh, no. Get that. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty. And moving right along here, we're going to jump to 1998. 4 years after. No, not 98. 97, rather. A couple of years after. Can I get those off? There we go. Yep. So 3 years, 97 rather. 3 years after the Love Connection ended its run after its 11 seasons, he hosted another show called a reboot of The Dating Game, and this one's kind of more cut and dry for me. Chuck, again, like most good game show hosts would do, Chuck just took a backseat to the contestants, let the contestants shine, do their thing. It's kind of dry for me here. I appreciate how they made it. It's true to like the original version from like the 60s in terms of style and music and all that and graphics. Chuck even did like the introduction of the bachelors or bachelorettes going, and here they are. And so it was a good callback to Jim Lang with that. But I don't know. It's just it wasn't for me. Love Connection did much better. He did Love Connection. He again let the contestants at the forefront, but kind of chimed in from time to time. Here, he didn't do that. Yes, as I said before, if you're a game show host, you gotta let the contestants be front and center. You gotta let them be the main stars of the show, and he did that here. But you should, at the same time, you should chime in a little bit once in a while. But I don't know if I can put this in bad necessarily. The basic dating game. You question 3 bachelors or bachelorettes. Ask them questions. Then you decide which one you'll go on. Then you set on a date. You want to a ski resort or whatever, or a casino. It's not necessarily bad. There was some it produced some entertaining moments, but I'm just gonna put this in okay. Just okay for me. I'm going to jump ahead. I'm going to Think Like a Cat. I've only seen bits and pieces of Think Like a Cat. Actually, the whole title is Meow Mix Think Like a Cat Game Show. I thought it was just Think Like a Cat would have been just fine for me, like that. But I've only seen a bit. I haven't seen the whole episode of that. I think it was a week-long event. It was his final game show he's ever hosted in his career. Before switching to political talk. But I haven't seen a full episode. I can't do a full review on that since I haven't seen a full episode of it. So I'm just going to put this in A for now. I've heard some people say, say it's pretty bad, though, from what I've heard. But again, I can't be the judge. I got to see a full episode of it, of probably all of it, before I give a fair judgment. If I want to give a fair assessment, I want to see a whole episode of it before I rank it on the tier ranking. So it's going to go in NA for now. So I'll come back to this later if I do see a full episode. Right now, there's only a couple episodes, 2 clips of it I saw on YouTube with all the cats racing on a track, and the owners are trying to bribe them with cat food to get them to the finish line. So that's all I saw of that, so I can't give a fair assessment of what it's like afterwards. Sounds like this goes in NA tier. Is that for Think Like a Cat, the Think Like a Cat game show, or the dating game, Michael? Excuse me. Cat show can't be bad. Diet Mug Root Beer show? I've never heard of that. I'm gonna have to check that. Both end dating, yeah. Yeah, I don't know about the dating game. There is potential there. Depending on how the personalities of the bachelors and the bachelorettes, I don't know. It could go either way for me. But maybe we'll do an update on that. We'll see. But here we go. Next show. Okay, now this next show, they're people who feel on the camp of that this show might be better than Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I'm one of them right here. Oh, it is a crime. It only got one season. All because the people at Fox, a new CEO was appointed, and I think two of them were actually, two CEOs were appointed out this time. And if that's the case, either one of them or both of them didn't like game shows. And because of that, it was criminally short-lived. It didn't deserve it. When I remember watching the final episode in July of 2000, and when I found out, when I tuned in next Friday to see a new episode, I was devastated. I didn't even see it on TV Guide, not even a rerun. I think before long though, I realized everything came to mind, all connected. That the show being canceled. Oh, greed. So much better than Millionaire. The questions were. I like you had multiple choice questions. Then they'd add a new one for the first 4 tiers. The first 4 questions. They'd add actually, I think the first 2 questions were 4 answers. Then the next 2 questions, the $75,000 and the $100,000 question, were 5 answers. And then from there, they'd keep adding a new answer to the list. To the question, and then from the $200,000 question onwards, it required 4 correct answers. You need everyone else on the team. You had to provide a correct answer. Oh man! And then beforehand, you could play the Terminator to eliminate another player if the Terminator landed on you. And if you challenge someone, you got $10,000, win or lose. So there's a lot of strategy, a lot of elements going on in that gameplay, a lot more strategy, a lot more knowledge, although sometimes a lot of luck too, because some of those questions involve like surveys, Gallup polls, all that stuff. Like they'd have like, what are the most popular flavors of Jell-O or whatever. That was like one of the $1 million moment questions actually. And Chuck was really into Chuck Woolery, his styleness really straddled the line between playful and stern. He knew when to joke around with the contestants, and he knew when it was time to get serious with the money for answering questions. He knew when to buckle down. For instance, one question like for $200,000 was about the lyrics of the YMCA with the Village People, and when they decided to go, and the contestant didn't use their freebie, I think the captain elected not to use their freebie. A freebie, by the way, was kind of their lifeline. You could use it at any time from the $200 question onwards to remove an incorrect answer. And he elected not to use the freebie. He was pretty confident in it about the YMCA. And then when it came down to, before Chuck even asked the contestants for their answers, he said, "Now, please, if you need to sing it, the lyrics to the song, sing it to yourself, because I can only take one answer from each one." So he knew to buckle down, because he can only because I think if he heard the answer from another contestant when it wasn't their turn, I think they had to disqualify that question or throw it out or whatever. And so he knew when to get serious. And when it came to the captain selection for the answer to that song about the lyrics, he said, "You actually sung along, 'You could have a good meal,'" and the audience was like ecstatic over that. He knew, was confident in that. Like, hey, and Chuck was like, "Hey, one guy showed up. Hey, look at him." So Chuck was great here. Oh, and how about the music on that show? The music, the sound effects. That really added some intensity to that show. Adds that element of paranoia. You're on the edge of your seat. And when it came time to reveal the answers, especially when it came to the 4th answer at the $200,000 question onwards, when you would ask, would say, "Is it strawberry Jell-O?" or is it Hindi or whatever? They'd call for the final answer. They'd stop the music, kill the music. You could hear a pin drop in that studio. You were on the edge of your seats. And then when you heard the doo-doo-doo when they got the wrong answer, or a doo-doo-doo when they got a correct answer, it came as a shock to your system. Oh man, what could be said? Oh man, this was so much fun. This was a great show. Oh, and about Chuck, when it came to get that off there. When it came time to activate the Terminator, he had the button on his podium to activate the Terminator. He didn't just tap it. he'd smack on that button. You're like, bam, let's activate the Terminator. Boom. That added an intimidation factor to the proceedings. And back to the music. You should check out the music. It's all on for the show here. Amazing music. Really kept you at the edge of your seat, especially the $200,000 question theme. That sounded like it could come right from a horror movie. That's probably my favorite theme in the whole show right there. So what else can be said about Greed? So much better than Millionaire. Great. How this show only lasted one season. Only one season, and got reruns on Game Show Network eventually, but only one season of new episodes. Oh, come on, Fox. You dropped the ball on this one. Oh, Lord. Man, why did that show only last a few months? Unbelievable. Oh, my God. The Tower of Greed. No, that's right. It was, yeah. Me, Esther, for Greed, Michael, yeah, absolutely. Oh, game shows on Fox, yes. What's the reason for its one season run? Yeah, Greed, baby, indeed. Yep, only logical placement for Greed. Absolutely. I mean, I should do another tier list in the future with all the game shows that came out around like 99, 2000 that capitalized on the success of Millionaire. That because there's some good ones here that didn't get to do actually. But Greed was the best of them all. Let me tell you. Oh, and who could forget Chuck here? And when Dan Avila going for $2.2 million when it came to the most recognizable smells, he was really clinching on to Dan. You fell for him. Chuck was really into it. He really wanted Dan to get this money. He was holding on to his shoulders intently. He wanted that for him, Dan. He wanted that for him. He's like, for $2.2 million, is it tuna? Is it? And then they revealed the wrong answer, and Chuck felt that. Daniel, like a dagger through the heart. Oh, man, you all felt that. Chuck felt that. I think Dan was more easygoing about it. He took it well compared to Chuck even. Holy cow. Man, so many great moments from Greed. I should do a video on that. Some of the best Greed moments. They had the 25th anniversary last month. It'd be a great way to celebrate that. I'll keep you updated on that. That'd be great. Didn't Jerry Springer host the UK version of that? I saw a little clip of that actually. Aussie ones? Yeah, absolutely, Michael. And Curtis Warren, the crazy hair guy. We talked about that in the community section here. How he was also on Sale of the Century, won the jackpot, cleared the winner's board. Win Ben Stein's money. I can't remember if he won Win Ben Stein's money or not. I can't remember. But right before Greed, he 2 years or something before, or a year before rather, excuse me. He was on Win Ben Stein's money. He did. Oh, yeah. I thought so. Yeah, he's a game show master, that Curtis Warren, huh? Crazy hair guy. I think he compared himself to Rod Stewart, I believe, with that hair. Yep, Jerry did. Oh, thanks for confirming that. Jerry hosted the UK version. Quite easy to watch. All agreed video for research compared to a lot of other shows because of the length. Also took Ben to school. That guy. Curtis was an intelligent dude, let me tell you. Don't let that speed round from Sale of the Century fool you, where he kind of bought actually that kind of wasn't on him, actually. It was on one of the other contestants, where he said one of the answer was, what's the name for a doctor that specializes in skin? And then the contestant said skin doctor. Oh no, he did say he thought Turpin was a type of feline animal on that show, but it doesn't matter. He won big on that show. Ben Stein's money and Greed with his $1 million moment in his initial appearance. He was a master, man. That's right. Holy cow. Oh, I went out of order here, guys. Between the dating game and Greed, he actually did the Ultimate Fan Search, which is, I forgot going into this Tiermaker here, that he did that. In 1999, it was a one-off special. In 2000, I think off the heels of Greed's cancellation, it got a regular series and it became a tournament format. Excuse me. And it was all about like TV and pop culture. The set looked like something out of the Smithsonian Museum of Art, by the way, with dedicated to television. It's television wing. It's amazing with the television screens and the TV logos and all that. So it was basically what TV Land went around the country, scouring the country, like with a tournament for finding the TV's biggest fans of classic TV, and the top 3 came on to participate in the on-air game show, and it was kind of like we talked about Win Ben Signs Money. The categories, there's some categories on the board here with there's kind of jokes and innovative Win Ben Signs Money. It's all about television. Like one of them be like Shelley So Wong, questions about actors who left their shows, whatnot, and what have you. Then it does kind of, now in the first go around in 1999, they could continue to pick questions from that. Continue to pick that category for more questions. However, for 2000, they pick a category, and then they just asked a series of questions from there. They didn't get the chance to pick another category. I think once they exhausted the questions of the category, then they went to another category for in the 2000 run for the tournament. Now it does get a little bit monotonous. However, to break it up, in '99 they had some like mini games. Like sometimes they had some audio clues, some visual clues. Then to break it up here, like one question, there's a little bonus game, mini game in between. At least in the '99 version, where the player who answered the question got to go on to a bonus game where they were showing some product logos, and then they'd have to they were given a slogan that they have to match it up with the correct product. Kind of like on Shop Till You Drop, kind of like those stunts where like say like we have these television shows here. I'm going these are all spin-offs. I'll give you the show and you tell me what show that spun off from. I'll give you the parent show and you tell me the spin-off on this board over here. It's kind of like that. Kind of like a Shop Till You Drop type stunt show, stunt game right there. So there's that. Then also when a contestant was eliminated, then gameplay would continue. Barbara Eden would come out and she would play the game on behalf of and she'd be playing for someone in the audience for a special prize if she came out ahead at that end of that round. Kind of like when Ben Signs Money. Then it came down to at the final round, which is kind of like if you remember Remote Control, if you remember Think Real Fast, it's kind of like that. Chuck, I think he would give you a character, and then you have to name the show. You buzz in and tell him the show that character is on. And another episode I saw, it was beard, mustache, or clean shaven. You'd give you a character, and you'd have to buzz in, tell Chuck whether that character had a beard, a mustache, or was clean shaving. It's kind of like that. So kind of remote control like there, which I like that too. Oh, I can't go wrong with that. So and then and the ultimate prize in all of this was for the whole year, the ultimate winner would get a chance to schedule 1 hour of TV Land schedule a whole week for the whole year. For 1 week, you get to schedule an hour of TV Land programming for the whole year. And then you also got TVs for every room in the house. You got an iMac. I think you also in the 2000 version you got car, a V Volkswagen, if I remember correctly. So yeah, so it got monotonous at times. I will be honest with you, but they did kind of break it up with some mini games and like some visual clues in the Barbara Eden on the first version of it. So you know what? I'm gonna say this is good. Some good stuff there. Yeah, it's kind of, that way. I forgot all about that. I didn't watch a whole lot of TV Land, so I forgot. That kind of slipped by the cracks of me. I don't know if you even had TV Land at the time this aired. I can't, it was so long ago. I can't remember if my cable provider had TV Land at the time there. So that's probably why. I wouldn't be surprised if most people don't know about that show, to be honest with you, because it's pretty obscure, actually. But yeah, I saw pretty good stuff. Ultimate Fan Search. And then last but not least, Lingo. This Also a game show network here. You try to get a bingo board, get some free spaces there, and you try to spell 5-letter words. If you did, you get to go in a ball, pick up a ball in the hopper, try to make a lingo or a bingo. Because it's basically bingo. That's what it is, bingo. You try to make a bingo, a lingo horizontally, vertically, diagonally, and you try to avoid red balls, which Chuck called stoppers. Undoubtedly, a shout out nod to Scrabble. And that was there's good stuff here. So some of the most funny stuff here on this show, the memorable stuff here is when contestants would misspell words or end up making a word that doesn't exist overall. Like one of the words was I forgot what the word was, but one contestant spelled flues, Floze, and like Chuck was like, you know what? I actually flues this morning, and sometimes at night when I go to bed, he didn't make jokes about that, about the misspellings, and and someone else spelled boist in the game there, so they boist up the sails, mateys, and all that, making like a pirate voice and all that. And then they would have they had tournaments like for like a Suzuki Samurai or whatever. Eventually they'd have for the bonus round they'd have the lingo jackpot. Again, lingo, but the bonus round, by the way, was so you try to spell as many 5-letter words correctly within like a 2-minute time limit. You get free balls. Actually, you get bonus letters, excuse me, for every lingo that you successfully completed in the game. So those come in handy. You could use those strategically if you're stumped on a word and all that stuff. How large was the did the lingo jackpot go up to? I can't remember, but either way, though, yeah, this is a good show. Again, addicting, just like Scrabble. You're trying to play along with the contestants, try to figure out those words. Believe me, it's not as easy as it looks. Let me tell you, just playing from home here, trying to do that. And Chuck was great here, very playful with the contestants, like joking around with the misspellings and all that. It's good stuff here. Some really good stuff. I think, unfortunately, GSN Game Show Network canceled it, even though it was like their highest rated original at the time. But I think they might have had like a stipulation where they had to, once a show reached a certain amount of episodes, they would they went ahead and canceled it. It's kind of like Disney Channel almost. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong about that. I don't know for sure, but I think that's what it was. And eventually came back with Bill Engvall, and it just fell flat on its face. And I didn't see much of the RuPaul version. It's just capitalized on Wordle. They don't even have the bonus balls, the bingo element to go along with it. So that's a big drawback for me. But for Lingo with Chuck Woolery, I'm gonna say this is good. I'm gonna say this is good stuff here, right there on the good tier, I'd say. And wow, are we? That's it, guys. That's about. Let's see. Let me go back here. Yeah, most of these shows. Yeah, most of these. Most of these will be right here on YouTube. So if you're interested, definitely go check some of these out here. If you're interested, I definitely prefer Greed. Greed would be my absolute top recommendation. Oh, Greed. Why, Fox? Who was in charge? Who was named CEO at the time? When they at the mid shifter, who the changing of the guard? Oh, were they related to Fred Silverman? Also, this is kind of like Fred Silverman when he took over NBC in 1980. Because he is known, he had a disdain for game shows, and so that's why like High Rollers, Chain Reaction, all but Wheel was canceled in 1980. And the same deal here with Greed. Are they related somehow, some way? I don't know. 41,000 was the highest. He joked around Brill as a word. Was that Brill? Like a shortened for Brillo, maybe? Who knows? Like Brillo pad? Like kind of like Braille, like this, except with an I. I don't know. Yeah, can for sounds like, yeah, maybe, perhaps. Yeah, but we have gone through the whole list, guys. So I hope you had fun with this. Wow, less than an hour. I thought this would be at least an hour. So it's physical though. Yeah, beats me. It's Brill's physical. Yeah, I got to clue me in on that, fan dude. Oh, man. Yeah, it's a fish. Ah, fish. Never would have guessed that. Well, man, oh, man. Well, we got Rock Lee, Chuck Fishes. He was a well-known fisherman, that's for sure. Oh, Lord. Yeah, he used to sell fishing products on QVC all the time. I remember my mom watching that at the time when it would come on. Yeah, guys. Well, we just went through this whole list here, man. Let me tell you. Well, I hope you guys had a good time. Definitely, if you've seen some of these shows from Chuck Woolery, or if you're going to, let me know what you thought. Think your thoughts on some of these shows here. If you haven't already, yeah, like I said, Greed is top of the top list, top tier for me. That's the one I recommend the most. If you need an introduction to Chuck Woolery or game shows in general, that's the place to go right there. And definitely listen to the soundtrack. Oh man, that was chef's kiss right there. Yeah, so, oh man, guys, thank you so much. Yeah, no problem, Xanath. Glad you guys could be here, and hopefully now I can get back on a consistent trend of uploading again. I have some other videos in mind going forward here. I actually have an induction for my time capsule. If you've seen over in my community tab, I posted a little memento from birthdays past that should go in my time capsule. I'm looking for an excuse to do that video again. Always, because that was such a blast doing that, and some other videos coming on. I may do some I'm thinking about it. I've been thinking about doing some let's plays again. I know I said almost a year ago that I was done with gaming, but I couldn't stay too long. I couldn't stay away from gaming too long. And it's gonna be it's gonna be retro again. I gotta face the facts here, guys. I'm an old school guy. I tried getting into modern games, I really did, but retro is where it's at for me. I gotta face the facts here. But we're gonna have fun, no matter what here. That's for sure. So wow, thank you so much, guys. I could probably have some more gaming content. More game show content, because obviously I love game shows. It's no joke that I love game shows. I'm looking for an excuse to do more game show content here. Yeah, je ne sais quoi. Exactly, man. Exactly. I tried. I really did. But yeah, but still, fun. Like I said, fun never ages. And the same truth goes for retro. That's for sure. So yeah, let's plays maybe coming in the future. More game show content. More taste test, drink reviews, all that good stuff. So. And we're just going to get right back into it, guys. Maybe a special Christmas video. We'll see. The sky's the limit. I've said that before, and I'll say it again. Sky's the limit. And hopefully next time I do one of these Tiermaker videos where I use my browser. Michael Tiller. Rest in peace. I actually I did when I did tape trading way back when I actually had a chance to do some. I trade tapes with him. He was really nice, really good to do business with. One thing I actually forgot when I did the tape trading with him. There's an episode I forgot to give him. It's like I realized that I apologized to him. I emailed him, "Hey, dude, I'm so sorry. I forgot your name that tune episode. You want me to send you this?" Or hey, he said, "Hey, Billy, thank you so much. Don't worry about that. It's only one episode you forgot. Everything else is here. Everything else looks good. It's really good doing business with you." He was really understanding of that. He was a really nice guy, and I've loved his videos, and I was just devastated when I heard about his passing. Man, that came as a shock to me. Michael was a great dude. It was a great man. He was really good to do business with. Super and Masters of the Maze. I have a Masters of the Maze episode. I think it's not. I have a couple on here that haven't been uploaded to YouTube yet. Actually, one was, but it's not on here anymore. I may upload. If I still have it. I'll have to see if it's in my collection here. I can upload that to YouTube. I think that I loved that show, Masters of the Maze. J.D. Roth, Mario Lopez. J.D. Roth was the better host-wise, but presentation-wise, Mario Lopez in season 2 was superior all around. But I think J.D. went on to host Disney World Inside Out, so that's why he left Masters of the Maze. I may be wrong about that. Loved Masters of the Maze though. Loved that. Loved Family Challenge. the reruns of I'm Telling. That was some. I love the Family Channel lineup of kids game shows back then. Even Wild Animal Games, even though that was probably the weakest show of them all, I still loved it. I still enjoyed watching it at the time. Watching it nowadays, it doesn't really hold up. It's kind of slapped all together. I'll do a review on that on a later video somehow. Maybe we'll see. But oh man, thanks for bringing back. Yeah, that's back some memories. And Michael Tiller, Chuck Woolery, we miss you both, man. Let me tell you. For live action, Lady of Maze or the pre-recorded one. Yeah, Renee Jacobs, right? Me too. Yeah, it was better when she interacted with the contestants live in the studio that way at the start of the Maze. Yeah, I should do some Masters of the Maze videos here. Upload episodes, do a review. I love that show. When good alternate to Legends of the Hidden Temple. Let me tell you. Loved it. So underrated. Such a shame that only got 2 seasons. But anyway, guys, I better go ahead and wrap this up here. Thank you so much for joining me here. Thank you so much for joining me here. Chuck, rest in peace. Thank you so much for the great memories, the great shows you've done all of the years. May you rest in peace, my man. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in 2 and 2. See you again soon.